Hello everyone, in this video I want to show you how to make the drawing file for some of your more complex parts. The purpose of these drawing files are if you were to send this to a manufacturer or to someone to have to reproduce it, what information do they need to be able to reproduce this part? So let's look at these drawing files. So I'm going to go File, New. We're going to select a drawing file, double click Drawing. Now you can choose the size. Here you can have landscape, you can have portrait, size A's, B's. You'll notice that the size A's are kind of standard sheet of paper. If you go B, those are twice as big, and so forth. For now, I just want to do size A landscape. Hit OK. All right, next, now to pull in your parts, I'm going to select Browse over here and grab some of your more complicated parts so we can show these off. All right, I'm going to grab this one here. Always start in the bottom left corner here, and notice what it's going to do is we're creating a 3 view of it. So there's kind of the front view, or what it called the front. The top view is right above it. To the right, here is the side view. And if you go up here in the corner, it kind of gives you that isometric view. So notice it's still trying to place. So I'm going to hit the escape button on my keyboard, and it clears that up. But we want to show you a little bit more that you guys can do here. So if I click on one of these, notice a bunch of options come up. Maybe we want it shaded. Often the shading is really helpful. You can choose a variety of shading, do whatever you think is most helpful. We encourage you guys, play around with these options. Keep in mind, our big picture goal is to become more and more familiar and comfortable with this software. So truly take a moment, play with these options, see what you like. Okay, next, if you were again to send this off to someone and they had to reproduce it, they need to know the key dimensions. So we can go over here into annotation. Annotation means marking a document. And we're going to throw some of the key dimensions on this document. So I'm going to select our Smart Dimension tool, just like you had in the part files. And now we're going to tell it the key parts that we need. Let's see, maybe someone needs to know that distance there. And I can click that. So there it tells me that's 3/4 of an inch. Maybe that one's important. It gives that. Someone probably wants to know the total height of this. Now, if I do too much on this one, it might get a little crowded. So I can go over here and maybe dimension that one there. There, threw that on. Maybe people want to know the height of these knobs here. Let me zoom in a little bit and tell the height of these knobs. I can go and give that dimension right there. Maybe someone wants to know the dimension of that part. Again, since I've done it here, since I've done the knob right here, we do not need to do it again on these other parts. We're just trying to give our manufacturer or whoever's reproducing this for us the key parts that they need, but we don't have to be redundant. We don't have to label the knobs on every single piece. Let's see, so we have the height. I don't think I've done this distance yet. Let me make sure I've done this distance. We'll mark that one. All right, those are looking pretty good. If you see more that would be helpful in reproducing this part, we can label it on these other parts as well. I'm going to hit escape to get out of the dimension tool. Notice if you wanted this over here, you can also click and drag. If you click on the corner, you can click and drag just for spacing. If you're not happy with the spacing, wait for the icon to switch, and you can drag these slightly. But this is the standard view for drawing files in this world. Again, we have a front view, a top view, a side view, and then the isometric view. That's this in a nutshell. Ask us if you have questions.